Hi, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Leo. Welcome back to Yoga with Lynn and Leo.
Yes, and hopefully you're ready on your mat. Today we're going to be working on the first sequence to help your back bend. So we're going to have 5 sequences all together.
So these will be balanced sequences. You can use them independently of one another, and they should only last about 15 minutes. The only equipment you're going to need today is possibly a blanket, a folded blanket. Other than that, just your mat.
And this is a beginner sequence.
Yes.
For beginners. Alright, so starting on your mat, we're coming for Adho, Mukha, Svanasana. So taking your hands in front. So if you've been following us and our videos, then you'll know how to start in this pose. But just to quickly recap, placing your hands down, middle finger, very important. This extends straight to the end of the mat. See that you lift the lower abdomen, and what I mean by that is this lower abdominal area, you probably can't see right now, but see that you lengthen.
I'm going to tuck my shirt in so you can see it, because otherwise you can't see, because this is a bit baggy.
Okay, so you've got to see that you lift those frontal hip bones even more. That's it, as if you're going to stand up. Then tuck the toes under and come up into Adho, Mukha, Svanasana. Okay, there. So when you're in this position, just give yourself a few moments to settle, but be sure that you're using your limbs, so all 4 limbs. Press down into your palms, pull up through the arms, and move back with the legs really strongly. So see that you shift those legs back so strongly. Now we're going to walk or jump the feet towards the hands. So walk or jump, and then come for your Uttanasana. Now some of you have got tight hamstrings. Uttanasana is going to be a real tricky one. So if you're used to using props, then you can place a couple of bricks to the floor and put your hands onto the bricks, or as Leo was showing there, just onto the shins and keep that length through the front of the body. So it's not a case of pushing the body so that you get closer towards the legs, it's how much length you can get from the pelvis all the way to the breastbone. Okay, and now slowly coming up and standing in the center of your mat. So we start with Trikonasana. So standing in Tadasana. So be aware of the base of the pose. So hopefully you've been doing your homework and spreading the soles of the feet, spreading the toes so much. Be sure that you're taking the weight down into the heel bones and lifting up through the legs. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now place your fingers to your chest, take a breath in and jump those legs wide apart. Extending up with the sternum and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Turn your left foot in, your right foot out. And now as you hinge into the pose, you've got to keep those arms reaching. So you keep that meridian center line through the center of the body. Taking the hand down to the outer shin. Be in this position. Now, as we mentioned in dog pose, we have to see that we lift through the center of the body. So see that you get that length from the pelvis all the way through towards your sternum. And now pull up the legs and take a breath in and come up. Turning the feet to face forward, and we're coming to the other side now. So turning the feet, lifting up through the center of the body. And again, be sure that there's a meridian line. Just imagine that meridian line going all the way through the center, all the way through the center of the body. And then reaching those arms so that you keep that division, push into the fingertips and come into your action. Keeping the legs absolutely strong and straight. And again, as we explained in dog pose, you have to see that you support the back body. So the front body moves to the back body. Front body moves to the front body. Just as if you were to a wall. As if you were actually on the wall and you're supporting yourself, you have to see that that whole front area is supporting you. Take a breath in and come up. Turning the feet to face forward and jumping those legs together. In Tadasana. just interlock your fingers behind your back for a moment and extend up. So as you can see here, we turn Leo around, that this is the interlock. It's really reaching down with these arms so that you can lift your chest up. So be in this position, lifting your chest, and then when you let go of those arms, keep the lift of the chest and just place the arms down beside you. So you're in this nice position of Tadasana. You're lengthening through the whole of the body. Now take your hands again to the chest. We're coming for Virabhadrasana II now. Jump those legs. Okay, now we're making an angle. So Virabhadrasana II is all about making a right angle. Remember, the thighs are very long, so the legs need to go a little bit wider. Keeping that meridian line, keeping the extension from the collarbones all the way to the fingers. Turn the left foot in, the whole of your right foot and leg out. Lifting up through the sternum. Okay, now to bend that front leg, it means to say you have to work harder in the back leg. So ground down with that outer foot bone and start to bend your front leg. So see that the inner thigh, the back leg, moves towards the bony structure. Come into your angle, reaching with the palms, turn the head to face the fingers. So keep those arms in line with the shoulders. Breathe. Soft inhalation and exhalation, and then press into your back leg and come up. Turn the feet to face forward. Coming to the other side, turning your right foot in, the whole of your left foot and leg out. So it's really important in this pose that you get that lift out of the pelvis. So pull up through the legs, extend through the arms, keep that meridian line. So everything to your left side is going to your left, keeping that divide to the right side to your right. So extending, bending your front leg, coming into your angle, coming into your square. Remember, ground down into those feet. Take a few breaths, turn the head, face along the fingers. Soft inhale, soft exhale. And now take a breath in and come up out of the action. Turn the feet to face forward and stand with the legs together. Stand in Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back and down. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Okay, so we're going to come down to floor level now for a pose called Bharadvajasana twist. So we're going to come into our twisting action. Now starting Dandasana, you can see that Leo's got her legs straight in front of her here. And she's just folding the blanket so that she has a little bit of support. So if you've got blanket or foam pad, then that's going to be quite useful. Extend into the feet, bring your toes towards you, ground down with your thighs, roll your shoulders back and down. Now this lift needs to be there when you come into the action. So taking your legs to your left side. Now, when you take your legs, you take the top foot so that it's resting on the bottom instep. So it's always a little bit of a challenging action.
Shall I show from behind?
Show from behind. So if you're not sure of Bharadvajasana, then be in this position where you've got the top foot going over the instep. So sometimes this can be quite challenging for a lot of people if the feet are a bit stiff. Alright, so now coming into Virabhadrasana. So when there is this unevenness with the hip, then you can take the blanket and just slide it to the inside of the buttock in this way. You can use the corner or you can use the whole of the support. Now, it may be that you need a little bit of a higher support. So if that's the case, then fine. You can take a little bit more, maybe a foam pad as well. Now lift up, take your left hand behind you and reach up with your right arm. Reach up. That's the wrong side. So this is the left side. So you're extending up and turning, getting that turning action. And now take that left hand to the outer side of your right thigh and lift up. So what we have to understand here is that this comes from a really good stable base. So you've got to see that the creases of the thighs move down very strongly, and then you lift up through the center of the body. Go and see that you get that turn in action. Go and see that you get that turn in action. Go and lift up through the center. Yes. Okay, and now release in the pose. Stretching the legs out in front of you. And now taking the legs to your left, to your right side. I'll get my lefts and rights all over the place today. And then using the blanket if you need to, place it underneath the buttock. So now we're lifting up, chest up. So we're going to the left. So taking the left arm behind you and reaching up with your right arm, go on extending. It's really important that you get this lift through the center of the body, and now taking the hand to the outer side of the thigh, and use that to lift up even more. And as we said before, that back leg, which will be your right thigh and buttock, needs to ground down strongly. This action. And then continue pulling on that outer thigh and lifting up through the center of the body. So this is really our first awareness of the upper body, working towards improving your back bends. Virabhadrasana is such a good action because you get that whole opening through the center of the spine. And in our next video, we will show you the catching. Okay, and releasing sitting Dandasana. Now we're going to revisit Adho Mukha Svanasana and coming into Urdhva Svanasana. So this is a little bit challenging. So if you're not sure, then do take a look. These are only a few poses, so hopefully you'll be able to practice them for a few days and remember the sequence. So taking your hands in front of you, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay. So now when you come for the next action, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, you just see that you push those thighs back very, very strongly. Now lift your chest. You're going to see that the chest lengthens towards the end of the mat. You can see that Leo's lifting the head to get a little bit more movement in the dorsal spine. See that the abdomen is supporting your spine as you come forward for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Keeping those thighs moving away from the floor. So you've got to see that the thigh muscles move to the bone, the back of the thighs open strongly. Roll your shoulders back and down, and see that you get that lift all the way through the front body, all the way through the front body. Press strongly into the hands. Adho Mukha Svanasana, dog head down. And now bend your knees and release back onto your heels. Okay, now Adho Mukha Virasana, so extending forward. So you can see here that Leo's got her big toes together and the thighs are moving a little out so that she's getting this extension and opening. And breathe. Soft inhalation and exhalation. So just take a few moments to just release the spine, the paraspinal muscles. We're going to come into a supine action now. So coming up and lying on your back with your legs bent. So just adjust the spine at the base if there's any difficulty with the pelvis or there's a little bit of uncomfort in the lower back. Just see that you lift the back of the pelvis and reach the tailbone towards the heels. Let the lower abdomen underneath the navel and the upper abdominal area completely release and soften. And just take a couple of breaths in this position. I'm not going to stay here very long, but see that you just take 2 or 3 breaths, inhale, exhale, and as you do so, be aware of the ribs broadening and expanding. So those lower ribs are the ones which are not attached to the spine. So just gradually see that you increase the breadth, the broadness in the chest cavity. And every time you release that breath, just release the abdomen, the soft tissue fibre of the organic body. So you can stay here if you wish to, but we're going to come out of this pose now because we are finishing our video. So Leo's going to roll to the side and come up into a seated position. It's always nice to finish your practice just sitting for a few moments with your legs crossed, just absorbing some of the practices, some of the actions within the body. We hope you enjoyed our video, and if you enjoy our videos, please do subscribe to our channel.
And like the video, and if you've got any comments, please leave them and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you for joining us today. Namaste.
Namaste.